Kind of a rainy, gross day outside today, so I figured it'd be a good opportunity to install my JXB Performance Carrier Bearing housing, whatever you want to call it. I got the Street Edition, so it's the softer rubber. Comes with everything you need. There's a sticker in there, but I put it on my laptop. And my header's warped, so I figured this would be a good time to install it while it's all out. So let's get underneath the car and get this thing knocked out. So obviously the first step is you want to disconnect the exhaust. Luckily my headers are out. So I already went underneath and I unhooked everything. Just move those two front hangers. Everything else is still hung up. I think I can do it with it hung up. You got a 10 millimeter there. I believe a 15 millimeter there. Okay. Here's the old carrier bearing. Look at all that play. It's got some play. It's actually not in terrible shape. I've seen a lot worse, but you can see a little deterioration there. Oh, I've seen worse. All right, let's get this out of the car. Looks like it's going to be two 13 millimeter bolts here. Okay, we'll let her just free ball right there for a minute. Next, run to your favorite place to get tools. Get yourself a Sawzall. So I went to the nearest Tractor Supply, picked up a Sawzall. They were 40 bucks off, so that was pretty sweet. So I'm gonna crawl underneath there. I'm gonna get the old bearing off, and I will see you guys back up here when it's off. I'm not gonna try to record underneath there. There's not enough room. I wish I had a lift, but basically you want to make two cuts in it so you can peel that metal around and then cut the rubber, so that way the housing comes free. It's pretty simple. And another thing, please wear glasses. There you go, guys. Old carrier bearing housing is out. Only had to cut it once. What I did was, it's hard for me to have the camera under there and show you what's going on, but all I did was I unbolted this, I pulled the drive shaft down, twisted this to where this was exposed at the bottom, made my cut, and then I took the Sawzall blade, I very carefully went around here, and then I would turn it, go around a little more, turn it, go around a little more, until you basically got it freed up. But now I can bring you guys back into the car, because the next step they say online to do is take a utility knife. So here's what we're left with. Got a bearing. Honestly, that bearing is super healthy. You see my Sawzall blade nicked my drive shaft a little bit, but that's okay. But this thing is super healthy. Spins freely, makes no noise, but basically, you want to take like a razor blade and go around this rubber. I don't know if it all has to come off. I'm not sure. I've never done one of these before. But they say basically shave it off so it's smooth and even, and then you can get your new carrier bearing housing on it. Don't shave it all the way off, just get enough to get the big thick layer off and then leave that little bit. I wish it was smoother, but I didn't really have a good knife to use. Next, you're going to take this, which is your top half, and it's going to go facing the front of the vehicle like this. When you watch JXB's video, it's like, oh, this is so simple, but man, when you're on the shop floor, it's completely different than having a lift. One of these days, I'd like to really have a lift. Maybe one day. I'm using my camera as like a second set of eyes to see it, but here we go, something like that. Because you want it to sandwich onto this and hold it tight. You know, you don't want it to be loosey-goosey, you know what I mean? Okay, where am I? Oh no. I lost my Allen wrenches again. Okay. Got both sides started, and now we shall go back and forth and evenly tighten things down. But yeah, tighten these up. I'll get back to you when it's tight. So, now we're going to install the hardware. I grabbed it, make sure I got my sockets ready to go so I'm not making a million trips this time. Is in this kit you have washers and bushings. You want your big washer on the bottom, and then the bushing on top like this. I'm going to stick it in the hole. Get your other bushing and the small washer on top. So after you get done fighting with it for 30 minutes trying to get these bolts started, all you want to do is run them up and torque them down. Just doing it by hand, going back and forth, being sure everything's going up evenly. I'm gonna rant for a second. I'm not the biggest fan of aftermarket performance part makers just sending QR codes so you have to watch a video to install something. Give me paper instructions, because there's nothing worse than having to stop, open up my phone, watch a video, go back to what I was doing. Give me some paper instructions, please. To get them up there, get a wrench. And you don't want to go crazy with these bolts. You know, they're aluminum. They might be hardened steel, but last thing you want to do is strip these out, and you're in a real world of hurt. All right. All right, she's in. She feels sturdy. Okay. Now that it's in, it does feel pretty sturdy. Still not a fan of that though. Like, let's take a look at this again. No matter what I did, it just sandwiched that way. It's better than what it was the first time. The first time it was really bad. So maybe I need to take this apart and take more material off in the future, but we're gonna leave it like that for now and throw this thing back together. Alright, there we go. It's all installed. I think the only thing I need to do is plug in my wideband, and I think everything's set to go. Can't even drive it right now anyway because I don't have any headers. Alright guys, that little project is complete. Obviously here's my bad headers. If you guys pay attention, I uploaded a short. That guy is extremely warped, and I don't like Manzos, and this was another reason to get rid of those headers. I guess the biggest benefit out of this whole installation was the fact that I got a Sawzall out of it. Overall, it wasn't too bad to do. The one thing I don't like was their online instructions. I'm sorry, but they were terrible. Like, yeah, they say cut around the bushing, and then you fit your stuff up, and then you bolt it together. And I miss the old days where they would give you a printout of instructions. Okay, here's how you do it. Here's how you put it on. And they get step by step. I hate having to stop what I'm doing to open up my phone to find a video to figure out how to do it. Quality of the product, I give it an 8 out of 10. It's a pretty good quality. It's better than having to take your entire drive shaft apart if you have to switch out a carrier bearing support. So you could do this in your garage if you had to. I just did it. It sucked laying down trying to do it, especially by myself while trying to record. I'm sorry if it wasn't the most clear visuals. I wish I could drive it today and do like a before and after, but unfortunately, like I said, I don't have any exhaust in the car, so I can't really drive it. So I didn't really have problems of an old bushing going out. I just feel that these always make your drive shaft feel more sturdy on launch. So, and just shaking it, it did feel sturdy. I wouldn't say it was better than OEM. Probably about the same quality as OEM. Like I said, my carrier bushing was fine. My old one wasn't bad. There was some dry rotting when I got it off and really like turned it. You can see it rotting away. So this was something I eventually had to do anyway. So I'm glad I got it done today. It's out of the way. I don't know if it's going to be worth the price. It was kind of expensive. But I hope this video was helpful. If anybody else out there has done this installation and you want to leave some feedback, please do. I find it weird that those two bushings didn't line up. Even when I had it out of the box, I went to install it, those bushings didn't line up still. I just found it weird how one side was very tight and the other was fine. Maybe if it rotates, it'll kind of set into place better. I'm not sure how this works. So, as always, it's been Luke Waters. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video.